somebody's got my back. And so let's kick it off with our first guest here on the 2022 NFLPA Collegiate Bowl Watchlist show. Cameron Kaye, long snapper from Troy, checking in with us here today. Good morning, Cameron. Good to see you.
Good morning. How's it going? Thank you guys for having me.
Doing great. You're joined by Dane Vandenat, Executive Director of the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl, along with Rick Saratella. I'll kick it off here, Cameron. Take me through your invitation. How did you find out? What was your reaction? And what are you looking forward to most out in Pasadena?
Yeah, it was awesome. We had just finished up with the South Alabama game, and I had gone to dinner with my family, and my mom had actually flown out my high school special teams coach to surprise me at the game. I hadn't seen him since high school, and he was a big role model for me and an influence on my career as a specialist. So we were all sitting at the dinner table, and our director of football operations texted me and said, "Hey, good news!" And I was just kind of thinking it was about the game or something was happening next week, and he said, just got a text like you just got the NFLPA Bowl invite, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there just, surrounded by my family, and it was awesome.
Now, that's so cool to be able to share just a gratifying moment with somebody who's been able to influence you along your journey. And here we are, Dane, again, 45 days away until these players will be reporting, and these interviews are kind of like very similar to what they'll be experiencing out in Pasadena and meeting with NFL teams. So I'll let you kick it off. You are the former pro personnel director for the Raiders. So where do you want to kick off this interview, Dane?
Well, shoot, Cameron, first of all, man, we're excited to get you out to LA. And obviously, love hearing those stories. And it's always wonderful when you get an opportunity to share some of these moments with family. But, kind of speaking of your family, you come from an athletic family. Your pop started the Sunshine State, athletic league, and your parents both played sports in college. Talk to us a little bit about your athletic history, how you got into long snapping, what sports you played growing up, et cetera.
So growing up, I played baseball and football. My grandfather was a basketball coach in college. My mom played basketball in college, but I was drawn to baseball and football. And so I played that all growing up. When I was younger, I was a center, turned to a defensive end, turned to a middle linebacker. And then going into my junior year of high school, our long snapper was a senior. He graduated. And he kind of took me under his wing, showed me the rules, said, "Hey, like, this is how you're going to play in college." Because, that's what he was going to do. And, he kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ropes, and started going to camps and traveling around the country, getting ranked, and eventually got ranked decently high, and got the offer to come to Troy and play, and it was a dream come true. But yeah, coming from an athletic family, I think it really helped. They created a great support system around me. Just people that have been in my shoes and know what it's like to be in the positions I am as a collegiate athlete. I really think that helped me get to where I am today.
Sure. Now, I mean, obviously, coming out of high school, you're the 57th rated long snapper. But here you are. Obviously, you've been a 4-year starter at Troy now. You're one of the top NFL prospects at the position. Talk to us a little bit. Do you feel that you've got a chip on your shoulder? And do you feel as though you still have something to prove as you look to obviously transition to the next level?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's always something to prove. I think if you don't have that chip, if you get content, it's not a good thing at all. I definitely feel like I still have a lot of stuff to prove to a lot of people, and I think this is gonna definitely help me accomplish that.
Talking to Cameron Kaye, Troy long snapper, 2022 NFLPA Collegiate Bowl invite, and I hope you do carry that chip over to Pasadena, Cameron, because especially if you're a long snapper, right? There's only 32 of these jobs on the entire planet, right? The odds are a little bit slimmer when you're a long snapper. So take me through, when did you realize, like, hey, not only am I really good at this, but I might have a chance to go pro? When did that kind of light bulb go off in your head?
I think I have to say after my redshirt year at Troy, kind of got pushed into that starting position, or And after that season, I realized that like it was no longer a dream. It was a goal. And it was attainable for sure. And then ever since that day, I've been pushing myself towards that goal.
And I know earlier you mentioned that one of your high school coaches growing up was able to share this moment with you. I was curious, is there a coach, and maybe it's your special teams coach, or maybe it's another coach at Troy that's really kind of influenced you and kind of been able to lean on and be a springboard as you kind of prepare for this next journey?
Yeah. So our staff in 2016 and 17, under our head coach Neil Brown at the time, who's now at West Virginia, our special teams coordinator was John Sumrall. He just returned a couple weeks ago as Troy's head coach now. But when he was there and he was our special teams coordinator, he was a guy I could always go to, ask questions, and he would always work with us, try to get us better and put us in the best position possible to succeed. And he left in the beginning of 2018, and we've kept in contact ever since. And he's been the person that I can go to with all my questions.
What do you really want NFL teams to know about you, Cameron? As we kind of go through this process, obviously you're gonna, all eyes are now going to descend on you, whether it's at the Hula Bowl, the Collegiate Bowl, the pro days. We go through this. If you get invited to the combine, what do you want NFL teams to really know about yourself and about what you're bringing to their camp, first of all, and then hopefully to their roster come the fall?
I want NFL teams to know that looking at me, they're going to get a technically sound long snapper, an athletic long snapper that prides himself in consistency. That there's no greater honor than being named as a consistent long snapper. That's the name of the position. That's what you strive for, is consistency.
No question, Rick. I mean, that's the one thing we always talk about, specialists going from college to pro, right? It's not, can you do it in flashes? It's, can you do it every single time you're called upon? And we see in the NFL, there are a lot of competitive games come down to the wire, right? That, hey, we need this snap to go off. We need that hold to go off so that the kicker can put that ball through the upright and win a game. So consistency certainly is everything that we're going for here in the NFL. But Cameron, real quick, tell us, man, what you like off the field, man. When you're not doing football, what are some of the things that you enjoy doing and that you have interest or hobbies?
Yeah, I enjoy fishing. Definitely enjoy fishing.
Wouldn't be from the South if you didn't.
Right, going out in the yard, tossing the football around, hanging out with some friends. A lot of my free time right now is taking up my fiance, planning a wedding right now.
Congrats.
So yeah, that's a big part of it. But yeah, it's really, the past 6 years have been pretty much football, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, and you long snappers, you got your own fraternity going on. Every long snapper I meet, you guys are so quirky. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint it, but you guys have like your own DNA. Would you agree with that sentiment?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, specialists are definitely the outcast of the team, but in a good way.
Right. And so, like, Dane mentioned consistency so critical, but like, we're not all perfect. So obviously there's going to be mess ups, and I'm sure there's been a bad snap here or missed kick there. Take me through that process, right? Because it's easy to get the job done and we don't hear your name. And if we don't hear from you, you're probably doing a good job. But if there's a bad snap, missed game winning kick, that can really affect, the mental aspect of the game. So, especially being a 4-year starter, team leader, take me through that process. Your punter shanks the ball, your kicker misses the field goal. Do you kind of feel out the player case-to-case situation? Do you pull them over to the side? Do you pat them on the back? Like, what do you do when things don't go your way?
Like you said, it's all about mental toughness, being able to bounce back from one of those reps, because nobody is perfect. And I think that's what makes a great specialist, is that ability to bounce back from that. As far as helping individual players, I think it's based all on like individual personality. Some guys might need that support around them after a bad play, while others might need to be left alone. So it's all about just learning your teammates. We've had a lot of kickers and a lot of punters come through here, and I've had to learn a lot of different personalities, just as they have with me. But once you get that chemistry, you're a force to be reckoned with as a duo.
One more for me, Cam. I'm just curious for the NFL teams out there. They always love to know, how do you learn best? Are you a visual learner? Are you a mental rep learner? Do you learn best out on the field, getting those reps in a physical manner? How do you feel like you learn best?
I have to say visually. I think that when I can see someone give me that example, um, if I try to mimic what they do in that instance, whatever example it may be, blocking, snapping and releasing and coverage, definitely seeing them go through it uh, will help me do it, be able to like grasp that concept easier.
Got it. Dan, what do you got for Cameron here?
No, hey man, I just want to say that we're obviously, again, anxious to get you out there, man. Rick's counting down the days. We're all counting down the days, man. You're gonna have a great opportunity in front of hundreds of NFL scouts to obviously show that consistency, demonstrate that hard work, man. And we couldn't be more fired up. I know Ron Hill, our scouting guru over here with the NFLPA Bowl, man. He's got a lot of deep Troy connections, man. He's been on me all year about you, Cameron. So can't wait to get you up close and personal, be able to see you out there, and appreciate you coming on here and joining us, my man.
I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, you're not done yet, Cam, because I'm going to get you out of here on this. We're going to have over 300 personnel out in Pasadena. A lot of them are going to watch this interview ahead of time. Talk to the scouts right now. Tell them what they're going to see when they come out in Pasadena. Buckle up, baby.
Yeah, you're going to see a consistent long snapper, technically sound, athletic, and just a consistent athletic long snapper.
All right, we appreciate that, Cam. Thank you so much for taking the time here on this early morning. We look forward to seeing you out in California, and we'll chop it up in the meantime or in between time.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks,
All right.
Cam.
There you have it. Cameron Kaye, Troy long snapper, very well-grounded individual. Seems like he's got an excellent head on his shoulders, but we haven't been in the locker room. I'm telling you, Dane, these long snappers, they got some quirks to them, man. I can't figure these guys out.